Polka Dots and Moonbeams, 0404 17, take 1. Polka Dots and Moonbeams was written by one of my favourite composers of the 20th century, Jimmy Van Heusen. He wrote it in 1940. And I know this song has a very special meaning for Frank Sinatra because it was the very first hit that he had when he was the singer with the Tommy Dorsey Orchestra. So it was something that had a very, very special meaning for him. Also, if you then fast forward to 1992, I made an album called Artistry. And for me, this has my own very special meaning because it was the very first track on the album. And it was the first track that I recorded when I recorded it at Steve Howe's studio at his house in the southwest of England. And I was at Steve's house just for a week and just went into the studio every day, recorded a load of tracks, and it came out in 92 as this album Artistry on the Lynn Records label. And it was a big turning point for me because I'd already made quite a few records. I'd even made one completely solo album before that, a decade earlier, called A Tribute to Art Tatum, Sketches. But what happened, and I didn't really expect it, but what happened with this was up to that point, my kind of fan base, if you want to call it that, people that used to come and see me play, buy my CDs and were into what I do, they were mostly jazz fans. But when I made this album, it expanded that into people that just like guitar music and enjoyed the guitar. So something really happened then. It just took off. It went into the HMV jazz charts for 12 weeks. I got lots of publicity, like mainstream publicity, even did some TV shows as well, and it got some very, very good reviews. A couple of bad ones, but mostly good reviews. And so this was a real game changer for me. And this was the very first track, and I love this melody, and it's perfect for my style of playing because I'm not really a chord melody guitar solo player, although there's some chord melody incorporated in what I do, but my playing is really more polyphonic, so I have lots of lines going on. So with this melody, you've got this lovely melody that's ascending. I can then play some lines going down and experiment with that and all kinds of inner movement. It's a perfect vehicle for me. Beautiful tune. And if you want to hear some other versions of it as well, there's some fantastic versions of it that have been recorded over the years. Sarah Vaughan, Clifford Brown, Lester Young, the great Wes Montgomery recorded it, and outside of the jazz world, John Denver recorded it, and I just found out quite recently, I haven't heard it yet, but Bob Dylan recorded it on his Fallen Angels album. So a good song is always a good song. When you look at different artists like from Sinatra, Sarah Vaughan, Lester Young, Wes Montgomery, John Denver, Bob Dylan, all take this song on and give their interpretation of it. That's a sign of great music, of timeless music, the great Jimmy Van Heusen.